When I left behind my corporate job and bought a quiet little farm at Ravencrest Ridge in the Blue Vale Mountains, I was chasing peace, not conflict. I wanted long days under the sun, fresh goat cheese, and the kind of quiet that only open land can offer. What I got instead was Gloria Finch. Gloria was the president of our homeowners association. She took that role seriously, very seriously. With a clipboard in one hand and pruning shears in the other, she believed she was the last line of defense between our neighborhood and visual chaos, and she treated the HOA rulebook like it was scripture. 3 months after I moved in, the first letter came. "Your goats are causing a disturbance," it read, complete with a citation from HOA Section 3.2. Apparently, their occasional bleating was ruining the tranquility for residents half a mile away. The next week, I received a notice about the way I'd stacked my hay. "Improper bale alignment," the letter said. Subsection 12B of the Agricultural Aesthetics Guidelines, yes, that was a real thing, had specific standards, and mine didn't meet them. Then came the wind chime debacle. "My porch wind chimes," Gloria declared, "produced an unapproved melodic pattern." She sent a printed musical notation comparing the acceptable chime sequence to mine. I kept that letter. It was too ridiculous not to. Soon, Gloria sent her inspection committee. 3 women in matching polo shirts, armed with clipboards, measuring tapes, and a drone. They measured the height of my fences down to the millimeter, took aerial photos of my compost piles, and even asked if my chickens had permits. When I built a small gazebo near my orchard for goat cheese tastings, Gloria cited me for erecting an illegal structure. It was on my land, nowhere near the property line, but she said it violated the visual harmony clause. One evening, I watched from my window as she climbed onto my property and unscrewed a bolt from the gazebo herself. Community compliance, she called it. Then came the violations in bulk. A citation for excessive dandelions in my pasture. A warning about my fence post color not matching approved pallets. A violation because my chickens were grazing in an unapproved pattern as outlined in Appendix J of the HOA manual. It went from ridiculous to downright invasive. Gloria began walking the edge of my property at dawn, documenting everything with photos. She said my tomato stakes were 2 inches too tall. She claimed I had too many chickens. Her committee began showing up unannounced, cameras in hand, recording everything from my barn door color to the angle of my weather vane. One afternoon, I caught them measuring the circumference of my oak trees. But last Tuesday changed everything. At 4:13 p.m., my motion sensor camera pinged. I opened the feed, and there she was, Gloria Finch, in her Sunday best, climbing over my fence with pruning shears. 2 minutes later, she was beneath my sourwood tree, humming to herself as she snipped off branch after branch. Later that night, at 10 p.m., my night vision camera lit up again. Gloria was back. Headlamp on, ladder in tow, she slipped into my orchard and began trimming apple blossoms from a tree clearly on my property. She clipped slowly and carefully, moving branch by branch like she was harvesting treasure. I saved the footage on 3 devices and called the non-emergency line to report trespassing. I didn't confront her, just documented everything. Then, from the orchard, Gloria dialed 911. She reported that I was destroying HOA property and that she feared for her safety. When Deputy Harper arrived, she was standing at the road, cradling a clipped branch like a broken wing. I stood on my porch, calm, holding my tablet with the live footage still running. He watched the video, Gloria entering my property at 10:02, captured on camera at 10:03, and my call logged at 10:05. He turned to her and said, "Ma'am, you can't just go on someone else's land and start cutting their trees. That's not how this works." I posted the footage in the neighborhood group the next morning. The response was immediate. Margaret Davidson commented that Gloria once entered her backyard to count her garden gnome. Robert Liu said he had photographed the inside of his garage through the windows. Sarah Palmer uploaded a video of Gloria trying to scrub chalk art off her daughter's driveway. One story after another flooded in. An emergency HOA meeting was called for that Friday. The barn was packed. People stood along the walls, holding folding chairs, murmuring with anticipation. Gloria tried to open the meeting with her usual stern voice and presented a map claiming part of my orchard was shared greenbelt. I said nothing, just walked up, plugged in my projector, and played the video. The room went dead silent as night vision footage showed Gloria crossing my fence, ladder in hand, clipping blossoms under the glow of her headlamp. When it ended, someone clapped, then another. Soon the whole room erupted in applause. Gloria tried to call for order, but no one listened. Board voted 7-0 to remove her from her position. They also referred her actions to the district attorney. 2 weeks later, Gloria stood in court as the judge read the charges: criminal trespass, false emergency report, and misuse of HOA authority. The fines totaled $8,500. I heard her whisper to her attorney, "This is persecution." He simply replied, "Take the deal." Now my goats graze freely. The wind chimes ring whatever tune they like. The gazebo stands untouched. My neighbors come by for cheese tastings and to share a laugh about the past. And Gloria? She's somewhere trimming hedges, hopefully her own this time.